Anish was a government employee who, after a lot of struggle, managed to secure a job in the railway department. While he was thrilled to have gotten the job, there was an equal amount of fear in his heart. His posting was not at an ordinary railway station, but at one of India's most dangerous and haunted railway stations, infamous for its ghostly tales for years, Begunkodar Railway Station. This station was so perilous that anyone who got a posting there in the past few years ended up dead within a few days. Anish had heard countless stories about the station's haunted history from his grandmother and other elders during his childhood. Now, having been posted there himself, he could not resign even if he wanted to, as his family's financial situation was dire. He felt trapped between a rock and a hard place. One day, his supervisor called him. "Anish, your duty schedule has been changed. From now on, you'll be working the night shift. You'll need to monitor the entire platform at night by yourself." "What? At night?" "But sir, I was initially assigned to the day shift. Why the sudden change? I can't stay here alone at night." "You know how dangerous this station is?" Anish protested. "Look, Anish," the supervisor replied, "this is your job, and you must be ready for both day and night shifts. As for the station's reputation, you'll have to get used to it because this is where you'll be working for the rest of your life. For your safety, just stay inside your cabin from night till dawn. Don't step outside unless absolutely necessary." "But sir," Anish tried to reason. "No buts, Anish. I can't help you with this. It's a decision from higher authorities. Besides, no one dares to open a train window or step onto the platform at night. So, don't worry, you won't need to go outside." Anish had no choice but to comply. He knew he couldn't afford to lose the job due to his financial struggles. By 7 p.m., the sun was setting, and at 10 p.m., Anish's night shift was set to begin. He prepared himself and left his quarters by 9:30 p.m., arriving at the station a little before his shift began. When he entered his cabin, the officer from the day shift, Jugra Sir, was packing up to leave. He patted Anish on the shoulder and walked out. As soon as he left, Anish felt an eerie uneasiness creep over him. Trying to distract himself, he put on some music on his phone, placed it on the table, and leaned back on his chair with his eyes closed. Suddenly, he heard someone calling his name in a strange, eerie voice. "Anish! Anish!" Startled, he opened his eyes and looked around the cabin, but there was no one there. Everything was still. He tried to calm himself, thinking he might have imagined it. However, the music on his phone changed to an unfamiliar, creepy song in a strange language. The volume of the song suddenly spiked, becoming unbearably loud as if it would burst his eardrums. Panicking, Anish grabbed his phone to turn it off, but the screen turned completely black. No matter what he did, the phone wouldn't switch off. Covering his ears with his hands to block out the sound, he sat still, terrified. Then everything went silent as abruptly as it had started. Moments later, he heard a loud knock at the cabin door. His heart pounded with fear because he knew there was no one else on the platform at this time. Summoning all his courage, he asked, "Who is it?" "Who's out there?" a girl's voice replied, trembling with desperation. "Help me, sir. Open the door or they'll kill me. Please save me." Anish froze. He thought, what is a girl doing here at this hour? Suspecting it might be a trick, he decided not to open the door and stayed silent. But the girl began pounding on the door more forcefully, crying louder, "Please save me, they'll kill me." Her heart-wrenching cries made Anish doubt his judgment. What if she's truly in danger? Gathering his courage, he opened the door. Standing there was the most beautiful woman he had ever seen. Her skin was milky white, and her beauty seemed almost otherworldly. Anish was mesmerized, completely lost in her charm. The girl, sobbing, said, "Please let me hide here for the night. I'll leave at sunrise. My father found out that I was planning to run away with Gopal, the man I love. Gopal escaped, but I couldn't. If my family finds me, they'll kill me. Please help me." Anish nodded. "All right. Don't worry. You can stay here tonight. But it looks like you're shivering. Sit here. I'll make some tea for you." He went to the cabin's small kitchen to make tea. Once it was ready, he picked up the cup and walked back to the main room, only to hear the girl scream loudly. The sound was so piercing that the cup slipped from his hands and shattered on the floor. Panicking, he rushed out to check. The cabin door was wide open, and the girl was nowhere to be seen. Bloodstains were smeared on the floor. Anish stepped outside, following the sound of her screams, and found her sitting on the ground with her back to him. She was crying while swinging an axe, brutally striking someone repeatedly. Horrified, Anish shouted, "What are you doing? Did you kill someone?" The girl stopped and slowly turned her head toward him. What he saw froze him in terror. Her face was drenched in blood, her eyes were hollow black voids, and her face was disfigured with deep cuts. She grinned wickedly, revealing long, sharp, blackened teeth. Before Anish could react, she burst into a spine-chilling laugh and vanished into the darkness. Trembling, Anish cautiously approached the bloodied body lying on the ground. To his utter horror, the corpse was his own. Morning came, and Anish woke up in his cabin chair, surrounded by a crowd of people on the platform. As he stepped outside, he saw his own dead body lying on the platform. Just like all the previous officers who had been posted at Begunkodar Railway Station, Anish had met the same fate. Would you dare spend a night at this railway station? Perhaps just like Anish, she might come to you seeking help. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe to our channel.